What is happening, people? It is Brian Alsruhe with NEVERsate.com, and for today's video, what I thought I'd do is give you guys both a gym as well as health update and just fill you guys in on what is going on, because every single time I put up a video or an Instagram post, I get a bunch of comments of people asking what's going on, as well as a lot of DMs and other messages, so I just thought I'd take a full video and fill you guys in. All right, so let's start with the gym. To begin, we closed it to the public a little over a year ago, and that actually happened prior to COVID, just a little bit before COVID, but it was prior to that. And we actually shut down the gym because of my health. I was actually just getting so bad that I did not feel that I was being effective as a coach. I was missing a lot of my classes from being too sick to even show up to work. When I did show up and was teaching class, a lot of times I'd need to run out of class to go throw up multiple times during an hour-long session. And then on top of that, guys, if I'm being honest with you and all my athletes, I was not the nicest person. Oftentimes I was short because I was frustrated because I was just so miserable. Imagine having the flu for years. It was just absolutely terrible. So we ended up shutting it down, and then COVID hit, which definitely made things a lot easier as far as decisions were going, because we were no longer allowed to be open. Now, during that time, I knew I was going to run into probably some financial difficulties because my business was shut down. So what we decided to do is get in front of it and actually downsize again to the original size of the original NEVERsate Athletics, and just kind of took out the addition that we had put in over the previous years. When the time came around that we were able to open again, we did so, but it was different because people had to kind of stay away from each other and lift almost like they were in a normal gym. And if you guys have never been in NEVERsate Athletics, we are a team. NEVERsate is not a building, it is a group of people with a mindset that it's an everyday life type of situation. And when those people came back, when we're in the gym together, everyone's sharing sandbags, or you have an Atlas stone going back and forth, or you're doing a medley and the next person's up for the medley. And we did not have time to kind of clean everything off and make things up to the standard that we were supposed to make them. So we were not able to do what we do at my gym, which made it pretty much a regular gym. And no offense to any of the normal regular gym owners out there, but that is a job that I have never, ever wanted to have. If I'm gonna have a gym, it's going to be a team where people get together. It's like practice. I am not interested in being there from morning till night or paying someone to be there mornings till night. That's not what I was interested in doing. So since we couldn't do what it is that we do, we decided to shut down once again. I know that's not gonna sit well with some of you, but the truth of the matter is, guys, I would rather not do a job or not have a gym at all than do a bad job as a coach or just have the same thing that everyone else has. That's not something that I'm interested in doing, right? So everyone always asks me if I'm planning on reopening or if there's gonna be a future NEVERsate Athletics or whatever the case may be. And the truth is, I don't really know. I don't have any active plans of going back to do that. But that said, I do still own almost all of the equipment. So if I did want to start something up, it would be very easy for me to kind of jump into that. That said, it's been over a year and my life has changed so drastically that I don't know what I would give up to fill in that spot of running a business again. I'm still doing a ton of stuff online because obviously that picked up when COVID hit and everything, as well as writing programs for people constantly. And then I'm trying to write these $25 ebooks so that every single person who wants to run one of my programs absolutely can, even in this financial kind of crazy time that we're in. So I still absolutely am doing a ton of coaching. It's just that the majority of it is online, with just a little bit of it still being in person, which actually brings me to another question that gets asked all the time, and that is, what is going on with the NEVERsate crew? What's going on with your wife, with Olu, with Nick, with Elliot, Billy, Eric, Dave, everybody? What's going on with everybody? And the truth of the matter is, guys, is that these are all adults. I think the youngest person on the crew is in their 30s. So it's not like really they could just stop their lives and wait for the gym to open back up. Everyone actually now has jobs in regular everyday life, and they're all training in their own different pockets wherever they can get it in and do their things. Every once in a while we will still get together and see each other and train and do things like that, but for the most part, guys, everyone just had to continue to live their lives, and they're all adults with adult responsibilities, so that kind of comes first instead of like, hey, what's going on with the strongman team? But every single one of them is still doing really, really well. I talk to them all regularly, so they are lifelong friends. That is never gonna change. We just don't have the same schedules any longer because everyone has real jobs. So guys, I am terribly sorry to say, and believe me, no one is more upset about it than I am. I put my heart and soul and literally everything of the better part of a decade of my life into that business. But for everyone who's emailing, asking if you can come visit or you want some personal training with me, I'm sorry. Those things just aren't things that I'm doing in person right now. If you do want training or programming, you can still contact me online, and I'm happy to do that. But the actual in-person stuff, it is currently closed down. Again, I have absolutely no idea what the future is going to hold. I still have all the means and equipment and everything to run a full gym if I choose to. The problem is right now with all the cool things I have going on in my life and how much better my health has become after stopping all that other stuff, I don't really know that at this point in my life and with my health that I'm ready to give up that kind of energy or time or take on all that stress. And I think very few people actually understand what it is to be the leader of something like that and have all of that on one pair of shoulders squarely. So maybe in the future something like that will come up again. But one thing is for sure, guys, a lesson that I've learned over my 40 years of life is that if you continually try to take the same old magical thing from the past and try to shove it into something in the future and like now, that typically never goes well. It leads to like lowered expectations, things go bad. It's a lot of disappointment. So if I were to start something new, it would be totally new. It would not be doing the same thing. It would just be, I really don't know what it would look like, but it would absolutely have to be different and better in a lot of ways. All right, so now let's move on to my own personal health update. And the truth is that I'm doing pretty good. I do feel like I get better every single day. If you guys do not know, over probably the last 5 to 7 years, I've had a really, really bad sickness that had me throwing up 50 times a day, every single day for literally years. That has actually slowed down a lot. Now on a normal day, it's usually about 10 plus times. I still do struggle from time to time, depending on stress levels and how much sleep I got and a couple other different things. And so some days still definitely do go above 10, and those aren't very good days. Also, I am still struggling with the Lyme stuff. The reason why I did not put out a video, this video should have come out a couple days ago, but honestly guys, I was kind of having a flare up and I was not in a good place to be shooting videos. So I am still dealing with that, but the Lyme stuff only is bad when it flares up, which only happens every once in a while, I'd say every couple months. So when it does, it shuts me down pretty well. But it's not something I'm dealing with like every single day currently. So hopefully this spring and summer will not bring more of infections from them in, but time will tell, I suppose. As far as my body and training's going pretty well, but my body is still having a little bit of trouble. If you guys remember, I mentioned my Achilles tendon was bothering me pretty much since I've been a competitive strongman because of yoke walks. I've heard it in the past doing some very heavy yoke walks, and it's never really completely healed. And now that I am on a property where I am constantly on very, very steep hills and just working outside manually constantly, my Achilles tendon has definitely been flared up. So I actually just got back from the doctors this morning where I am gonna have to do some PT and probably some PRP to see if it will heal, because I have a bunch of basically, on my Achilles tendon, I basically have a bunch of micro tears that have healed over, and so I actually have a bump that gets pretty darn painful. So it could take, they said, 9 months up to years for therapy to work, or the PRP could possibly speed that up. But right now I just kind of train around it. That's why you guys don't see me doing as much running around with heavy implements or jumping and stuff, because if my Achilles is angry at me, I do not want to be doing that stuff. That's pretty dangerous. And the last thing I want to do at this stage in my career, life, or ever is tear my Achilles tendon. Around my age, my dad actually tore his, and that was a very dramatic and terrible thing. So that's not something I'm trying to wish on anyone, and not something that I'm currently trying to go through. So right now I'm just trying to be smart about my training and work around it. But that's why you guys haven't been seeing as many like yoke walks or me running around and just doing a lot of the normal stupid stuff that I end up doing. As far as eating goes, like I said, an average day for me means vomiting 10 to 12 times. So I'd say on average, I get 3 to 4 meals that I can actually hold down in a day. Typically, I will have some sort of eggs for one of my solid meal, and the other one is going to be some sort of meat and vegetables at night for some sort of dinner. And in between, I'm trying to get protein shakes. You guys know that I work with First Form, and so I've been using their stuff, and it's worked out very well for me. So I've been able to hold those down, and it all seems to be going pretty well. I am obviously able to hold on a little bit more mass than I was able to a year ago. I'm definitely stronger than I was. My technique is still coming back from that 5-month layoff. So it's all going very, very well, guys. I'm just trying to be kind to myself and take care of myself. I still push very hard, but I'm smarter about it than I was in the past because I know how much it costs now. And now that I'm on a piece of land that is very big and very, very labor intensive, I can't really crush myself quite to the point that I could before. Otherwise, I cannot keep up with like the daily chores and stuff that needs to be done around the property. So I just need to be smarter about my training and my recovery. So I'm taking those things as they come for the most part, because whether the line flares up or I'm throwing up too much that day or my Achilles is killing me or whatever the case may be, I have to kind of work around that with my training right now. And as frustrating as that might be, that I just can't go out there and just do everything that I possibly want to, as hard as I want to, for as long as I want to, it's just part of life. These are cards I was dealt, and I'm just trying to make the most of it and stay positive, focus on what I can do instead of what I can't do, which is really helping me along the way. So there you guys go. That is currently where we are. And I know this video has taken me way too long to put out, but to be honest with you guys, talking about the gym stuff legitimately still hurts. It's been a year and it legitimately still hurts. I miss those people. I miss those relationships. I miss the closeness. I miss watching people do the impossible every single day. But guys, for my health and at this current stage of my life, it's just not something that I can do and basically live. So I'm just trying to, again, take care of myself and be kind to myself. And a lot of that is doing the rehab of like building the cabin and making trails in the woods and just spending time in solitude and quiet and letting everything just calm down. So it's been a really, really great year, a really, really hard year, a huge year of change. But the older you get, the more you guys realize most of the time when something changes, it changes for the better. And like I said earlier, you cannot fit the same old thing into a new box. So you just need to move on and start making new experiences, new memories, new good things in your life. Okay, I am officially rambling now, so I am going to cut this, but I do thank you guys for all the support and just staying with me. If you guys do need a program or anything else, you can visit NEVERsate.com or email me at NEVERsate@gmail.com and I can help you out with whatever you need. All of that is exactly how these videos are supported and what makes them possible. We also have some new t-shirts coming out on May 1st. You guys have been seeing them in some of my Instagram posts and stuff like that. They're really, really cool, so we're stoked about that. But I will catch you guys later in the week. Until I do go out to something amazing, realize, keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other, please. Sorry for the bad news, guys. I'll see you then.